Hello, I'm Pagan Elements,
And I'm Laika,
and today I'm going to be playing Castlevania 64.
and I'm gonna be watching.
And a bunch of people on a forum I hang out on had decided to collectively try to beat the entire series of Castlevania games as quick as they can. And since I'm one of the only people in the world that really likes this game much, I decided I'd go ahead and try to tackle it myself. I like this game enough that I actually demanded it on my birthday. I don't know if you remember. Saw commercials on TV and was captivated. And I thought this intro was amazing.
His hair always bothers me a lot.
Yeah, the hair is kind of one of the weak points of their modeling here. That and his little trapezoid hands.
I mean, I was still impressed by it, but...
Yeah, I used to try to write lyrics to that song when I was in high school. And as you can tell from this little black box, yeah, I'm playing it emulated. I have the cart, so if you're like a piracy purist, then no, I'll get over it. Anything that I would ever have any chance of buying, I buy if I like it. So, anyways, it has two difficulties, but easy is a lie. This is one of those terrible, terrible games where if you pick easy, there's no difference except it gives you unlimited money, and at some point in the game, I think like 5 stages in or so, it'll suddenly tell you, you're playing on the difficulty for losers. Losers can't play this game. Stop and go back to the beginning. So I think the only other game I played that did that was Contra 3, and then it would just change how many forms the last boss had. Anyway, here's character select. You can play as Richter or Maria. I mean Reinhard Schneider or Carrie Fernandez. There's not a big difference between the two, aside from each getting 2 individual stages pretty late into the game, and story sequences are different, but I mean, and that's how you start playing Evil Dead Fistful of Boomstick.
Transylvania in the mid-19th
Yeah, I also still remember just being impressed that there was voice acting at all.
In this time of peace and plenty, no one foresees the return.
Maybe I'll shut up for this guy.
But the old legends live, and soon the land will again be plunged into darkness. The people have returned to the path of wickedness, and the bonds that seal their evil ruler's spirit are weakening. Deep in his castle, he stirs from a century of Reinhard.
He stirs from a century of Reinhard Schneider. I'd probably stir from
and
that
bad
too.
JPEG moons.
Yes, I love that JPEG moon floating by. I imagine somebody, a Locatus floating by with a fishing pole with that's hanging from. Could be worse. It could be a Majora's Mask moon. Boom. Boom. Okay.
I do remember watching you play this for hours back when I was younger, before I was any good at playing games myself.
Courage.
So I was just watched.
Don't leave.
So we begin playing in the Forest of Silence as Rooster Hare, wannabe Belmont. Yeah, you can run, jump, quick hop, slide, duck walk. Maybe I should play the whole
Not
game.
really a duck walk.
Anyway, for those of you that don't know, this was the first 3D Castlevania. I know most people hate the N64 Castlevanias, but I think they're a lot more faithful carryover of the old games' playstyles than the PS2, Xbox era Igavanias or the modern Lords of Shadow games, both of which are light on the platforming and mostly God of War / Devil May Cry, beat 'em up spectacle fighters.
I actually didn't even know there were other 64 Castlevanias. I don't play much Castlevania myself.
The dead body has completely turned into a skeleton. The dead body has completely turned into a corpse.
This part always creeped me out really bad when I was younger.
The texture break on the ground is kind of bothering me. I don't know if that's an emulation thing or what. I can't recall. Yeah, anyways, this scene scared the heck out of me when I was a kid.
Mostly the skeleton's little seizure there.
Anyway, yeah, you have a whip, and you have a little short sword. It's about the same for Carrie, except instead of a whip, she has magic projectiles. And even though there's a targeting reticle on him, this game doesn't. That's not me. That's the game automatically doing it, just letting you know what you will hit if you try to attack. It just sort of auto targets whatever's nearby. It's always worked fine for me. It does have manual Z targeting, a la Ocarina of Time, if you want to use it. I like this V for Vlad, I presume. Maybe it's just vampire, but I prefer to think Vlad. Yeah, and there's a giant monkey skeleton. Oh, you might have noticed in the bottom left corner of the screen it says boss view now. That's something that happens automatically whenever you fight a boss. There's no manual camera control in this game, other than being able to move it automatically behind you whenever you push R, I think it is. Yeah. But you can, and I'll show you once we're out of this fight, move the camera between normal view, action view, and battle view. They're all pretty worthless and horrible in my opinion. I prefer to just keep the game on normal view. And I like this guy. I think he's based... I like that he's a little Cyclops skeleton instead of your regular run-of-the-mill giant monkey skeleton. Ugh. I think he's supposed to be based off the big club skeletons from Rondo of Blood, which I think was the last Castlevania out before this. I think Symphony of the Night was out, but... Money. Just throwing a hissy fit. Where'd the money go? Away, I guess.
He took it.
Whoa! Yeah, I always liked how he runs down there and then he just stops and stares at you. I always presume that you're supposed to just stop watching him. He's sad. Anyways, if you stare at him long enough, he'll teleport away eventually, but I prefer to just... We don't have time for that. Anyways, I think action view mostly just stays behind you. It makes the camera move around less than normal. Battle view focuses on tilting the camera towards enemies. But I prefer normal view, which, despite the name of action view, normal view actually keeps the camera a little bit more well-behaved.
Skip to my loo.
Yeah, and this game has an inventory system. You see I'm getting sun and moon cards right here, which let you change the time of day. So I think this is the only Castlevania besides the Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest that has a day-night system. Which I think it just changes what enemies spawn. There are doors. Yeah, Symphony of the Night had day and night system. But all it really affected was what doors, 1 or 2 doors in the game, whether they were open or not. Which this game has that, but other things too. Bats! I always like attacking the bats with the knife for some reason. That was a pretty uneventful lever. Now we fight giant were-jaguar tiger man.
As much as I used to watch you play this, I did not remember them at all. You made him sad.
And
Yeah.
bloody.
Oh.
Has a little friend trying to avenge him. Oh, let me pick that up. Let me pick that up! Oh, let that guy have. Put him out of his misery. I Alright, and we will cross through the gate next time.